Tell me about this decision you made today, as I was just discussing with Dr. Gottlieb, taking Houston to the second highest level of risk.
Yes, we're watching our hospital admissions very closely, and I am growing increasingly concerned that we are approaching the edge of a precipice. We are watching the admissions to our general population in our hospitals and ICU steadily grow at statistically significant levels, and we've reached the highest hospital population we've ever had since the virus started this Tuesday. It's only grown from there. So we are concerned. It's not at the point to say shut everything back down, but it is at the point where we're saying we have to watch this very, very closely, and everybody has to take personal responsibility if we want to avoid a crisis.
What conversations, if any, have you had with the governor?
We stayed in touch as far as the reopening and just making sure that we are both seeing the same numbers. So our staffs are in communication. And, I've always said from the start, I am concerned about the speed with which things are being reopened. I am going to do everything in my power to try and make that reopening work. I want the economy to reopen. I want that reopening to be sustainable. And what we're seeing right now is that it may not be sustainable. So that's why I'm putting the community on alert to say, look, let's give it our last shot at this. Let's try and minimize those contacts. Of course, at the county, we've been working on contact tracing, on testing, resources for the homeless population, first responders, everything we can do. But we've not been able to control that spread, and I want to alert the community of that.
Do you think that the state of Texas should, as I say, dial back its plans to go to other phases of its reopening and take some stock in what the situation actually is before making the next decision?
Look, I can speak for my community, Harris County. We've got Houston and 33 other cities. And what we are seeing is about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks after the first phase of reopening, you see those hospital admissions start rising. And the issue is since then, we've only reopened more. Phase 2, we had Mother's Day, Memorial Day, of course, a lot of folks having close contacts. So my guidance to the community has been this is not the time to be going to the club, to the bar, to a congregation, any place where you're going to be in close contact with people, because we are just exacerbating the problem. So that is my message. Obviously, I have to, in terms of orders, I have to abide by what the governor does, but I'm ultimately responsible for this county, so I want to make sure my community knows what our guidance is, and that is to minimize contacts and to avoid any medium, large gatherings, any place we're going to be in close contact with people. And that is to avoid having to shut down and to avoid ping-ponging our economy between open and close, which ends up being a broader problem in the long term.